Hey everybody, welcome back to yet another Politibrawl reaction video. I'm your girl Olivia Rondo, and today we have arguably one of my favorite formats here because I'm just gonna sit here and be entertained because I'm watching President Donald Trump eviscerate some mainstream media reporters in the White House recently. So, you know, that's why I'm here, that's why you guys are here, so let's freaking go.
President, what do you say to people who view that luxury jet as a personal gift to you? Why not leave it behind?
You're ABC fake news, right?
Why not?
It's only ABC. Well, a few of you would. Let me tell you, you should be embarrassed asking that question. They're giving us a free jet. I could say, no, don't give us, I want to pay you $1 billion or 400 million or whatever it is. Or I could say, thank you very much. You know? There was an old golfer named Sam Snead. Did you ever hear him? He won 82 tournaments. He was a great golfer. And he had a motto: when they give you a putt, you say, thank you very much. You pick up your ball and you walk to the next hole. A lot of people are stupid. They say, no, I insist on putting it. And then they putt it and they miss it. And their partner gets angry at them. You know what? Remember that, Sam Snead. When they give you a putt, you pick it up and you walk to the next hole and you say, thank you very much.
Can you even freaking argue with that, y'all? Can you even argue with that? I mean, I don't even know what the context is here. Somebody gave him a jet? Okay. I take it too. And you would be lying if you'd say you wouldn't take it. And I love how this is clearly about health officials because we have a bunch of cabinet and high-level health officials stand behind him. Obviously, we have RFK. On the left, I believe that is Dr. Jay Bhattacharya. I may be pronouncing his last name wrong, but he was so amazing at the forefront because he's a physician. He is a very, world-renowned doctor who already was a successful doctor before COVID came around, and he totally broke the mold when he was talking about anti-vaccine mandates, mask mandates, and things of that nature. And now he serves in a senior role. I believe he's the director of NIH now, which is under HHS, under RFK. So good for these people. But I just think it's funny how we're like talking about this and it's like a serious, we're like having serious conversations in the background.
As a businessman, some people may look at this and say, have you ever been given a gift worth millions of dollars and then not received anything?
It's not a gift to me, it's a gift to the Department of Defense. And you should know better because you've been embarrassed enough and so has your network. Your network is a disaster. ABC is a disaster.
Okay, so the DOD gets a free plane? Is that the biggest story in the world? I don't think so. I don't know, like what their editor told them to go and get a story at the White House today, but that is not the story.
On Qatar, has Qatar asked for anything in exchange for that $400 million luxury jumbo jet? And how can the American people be so sure that they will not in the future?
Well, I think what happens with the plane is that, we're very disappointed that it's taking Boeing so long to build a new Air Force One. We have an Air Force One that's 40 years old. And if you take a look at that compared to the new plane of the equivalent, stature at the time, it's not even the same ballgame. You look at some of the Arab countries and the planes they have parked alongside of the United States of America plane. It's like from a different planet.
He got a point there. Y'all can say what you want about Qatar and other Middle Eastern or Arab countries. There's clearly some work to be done probably, but in the technological standpoint, they're kind of ahead of America right now. At least that's how I feel. I think the president agrees. At least like they have this, something I really appreciate and really respect about a lot of Arab countries. They do not hold back. They don't pretend to be all humble. Like they're going to roll out their best vehicle. They're going to roll out their best plane, their best cars, their best stuff when a visiting dignitary is there or another head of state from another country is there. They're not going to skimp on anything. They're not going to buy the budget plane. They're not going to skimp. So, I got to do more research on Qatar giving us a plane, honestly. But I just think that giving a country trying to give a plane out of goodwill to the DOD, it's not a personal gift to Trump. I think that's ridiculous to even imply that from the ABC News reporter. And let's just listen to the commander-in-chief, all right? Let's just listen. Let's just listen, y'all.
And it's close to 40 years old, might be more than 40 years old now. And we, when I first came in, I signed an order to get it built. I took it over from the Obama administration. They had originally agreed. I got the price down much lower. And then when the election didn't exactly work out the way that it should have. A lot of work was not done on the plane.
I actually like that he's not over that. I think a lot of presidents in his position would probably concede at this point or just give up talking about it. But I've mentioned this before. When I was working at the GOP in a swing county in Pennsylvania, which is a swing state, I did see low levels of election fraud and election-related fraud. I'm not saying it impacted the whole election because I didn't work in every GOP in every single county in America. I'm just saying I saw stuff happen, and I made a video about it on my own channel a few years ago. I think I made it right after the election in 2020 when it happened. But the fact that he's still bringing this up to this day, after he's had multiple attempts on his life, I gotta commend him. Because they might have stolen that one from him. I don't really know, but I do lean towards that. I mean, there's just no way Biden got 81 million. Okay. Let me stop. But there's no way Biden got 81 million votes, y'all. I don't believe that. Because
a lot of people didn't know they made change orders that were so stupid, so ridiculous. And it ended up being a total mess, a real mess. And when I came back, I said, by the way, what's going on with the Boeings that are coming in? Well, sir, they're way behind. And they are. They're way behind. They were way behind. Another mess that I inherited from Biden. And it's going to be a while before we get them. And I think Qatar, who has really, we've helped them a lot over the years in terms of security and safety. I think they, and very, very nicely, and I have a lot of respect for the leadership and for the leader, Qatar. And I think they knew about it because they buy Boeings. They buy a lot of Boeings. And they knew about it. And they said, we would like to do something. And if we can get a 747 as a contribution to our Defense Department to use during a couple of years while they're building the other ones. I think that was a very nice gesture. Now, I could be a stupid person and say, oh, no, we don't want a free plane. We give free things out. We'll take one, too. And it helps us out.
That's what I'm saying, y'all. I mean, if you guys haven't looked into what's going on with Boeing the last couple of years, like you said, it was kind of during the Biden administration, but Boeing is still having ongoing problems. Please, please, please look into it. Like, Boeing engineers are killing themselves and writing suicide notes blaming the company because they felt retaliated against because they were whistleblowing on things that were happening with building Boeing planes that pretty much ignored like all safety standards. So look that up, y'all. And yeah, are we going to deny a free plane? I wouldn't deny a free plane. You wouldn't deny a free plane. Bill Gates, Hillary Clinton, Putin, Xi Jinping, none of these people would deny a free plane. Let's be freaking for real, y'all.
Because, again, we're talking about we have 40-year-old aircraft. The money we spend, the maintenance we spend on those planes to keep them tippy-top is astronomical. You wouldn't even believe it. So I think it's a great gesture from Qatar. I appreciate it very much. I would never be one to turn down that kind of an offer. I mean, I could be a stupid person and say, no, we don't want a free, very expensive airplane. But I thought it was a great gesture. And I think it was a gesture because of the fact that we have helped and continue to, we will continue to, all of those countries, Saudi Arabia, the UAE, Qatar, and others. We keep them safe. If it wasn't for us, they probably wouldn't exist right now. And I think this was just a gesture of good faith.
This is why I call Trump an actually very honest president. I know in the mainstream media he gets slandered and people lie on him and say that he's a liar, he's dishonest, he just lies to the American people about what he does with his businesses, where he gets his money from, the deals that he makes, so on and so forth. He's telling it to you straight up right now. It's a free plane, but he's not trying to give us any impression that there are no strings attached. He's literally saying, we have patted their back, UAE, Saudi Arabia, Qatar, or Qatar. I always say Qatar, but Trump is saying Qatar, so maybe I'm saying it wrong. You know, these are countries where it makes sense national security-wise to have a presence in, business-wise, with oil. It just makes sense. So are we going to deny a free plane? Again, guys, I would not deny a free plane. But the main takeaway from this video that I get is he's not taking crap. Not that he ever took crap from the mainstream media in his first presidency during his first tenure in office. But it's really like he has 0 Fs left, guys. That's how I take it. He has 0 Fs left to give. And, you know, I kind of commend him because he lets ABC remain in the press pool, even though they ask these dumb questions like, oh my God, like, I'm not sure if this journalist, if this lady is in the White House press pool every single day. I just know if I was in it one time, 1 week, or for the remainder of the administration, I am not using any of my precious time to speak with the president of the United States and ask him questions and ask him anything I want or anything my network wants. I'm not wasting time on stupid stuff. Like, I want to know what's going on. I want to know what's going on behind the scenes. I'm not going to sit here and accuse the president of being like, well, isn't this just a gift? Have you ever taken other gifts that are worth over millions of dollars? You're talking to a billionaire and you're talking to the president of the United States. You think people don't give him stuff? You think he doesn't have rich friends? You think he doesn't know rich people? The frick? Like, of course it actually pissed me off because what are you even talking about? Is this hard-hitting journalism? Is this what ABC News really wants to report on? Is this bringing thousands or millions of viewers to ABC News? I don't know, y'all. I don't know. You tell me, because I'm still confused how this conversation came up when he has like Health and Human Services officials standing behind him and he's signing an executive order or some type of memorandum or something like that. But, you know, I think that's just how things go in the White House. That's how things go in the White House press pool. And if you're a journalist, just don't piss him off. I feel like you kind of asked for it. Like, again, you're lucky he didn't kick you out of the press pool right then. He knows what ABC is all about. But I digress, because I'm a journalist too, so I kind of get when it asks like hard-hitting questions and stuff, but that was not a hard-hitting question. Like, you didn't find out anything. All you did was insult him, essentially, and he made you look stupid in response. So, I don't know. What did you guys think of that? That was kind of awkward on her part. Amazing on his part. And what do you guys think of Qatar giving the DOD a plane? What do you guys think of the Boeing mishaps? If you don't know what I'm talking about, please look it up. Like, I go down the whole like wormhole, rabbit hole, whatever. You will find out some interesting stuff about Boeing. It's kind of disturbing though. Maybe you don't want to fly a little bit after that. But yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Please, I just crack myself up doing this. Please like, share, and subscribe to Politabrawl, and I will see you guys next time on another reaction video. Bye.